believe you can, you can. If you believe you can't, you can't. That's not just a phrase, it's the core truth that defines the difference between those who rise and those who stay stuck. Everything you do, everything you achieve, everything you attempt in this life begins in one place: your belief system. Your mind is the control center of your destiny, and whether you realize it or not, the voice inside your head is shaping your reality every single day. If that voice tells you you're not good enough, not smart enough, not strong enough, you'll unconsciously pull back, you'll hesitate, you'll self-sabotage, you'll retreat from opportunities, from risks, from growth. But if that voice tells you to rise, tells you to try, tells you it's possible, you'll move forward with fire, with courage, with unstoppable energy. Your beliefs don't just influence your life, they create it. They define what you try, how hard you work, and how long you fight. They set the ceiling on your success or blow that ceiling wide open. It doesn't matter where you were born, how much money you have, how talented you are. None of that matters as much as what you believe about yourself. Because belief is the switch that turns potential into power. It's the ignition for action, for risk, for resilience. When you believe in your vision, you pursue it no matter the odds. You stay hungry, you stay focused. You become the kind of person who refuses to quit, not because it's easy, but because you've already seen the victory in your mind. Belief makes the impossible possible. It makes the dream feel real before it ever shows up in your bank account or on your resume. And the problem is, most people don't fail because of a lack of ability. They fail because they never believed they could win in the first place. They've been taught to doubt themselves, to stay in their lane, to lower their expectations. They've been told to be realistic, and so they shrink. They dim their own light. They choose safety over greatness. But what if you decided to change that voice? What if you trained your mind to believe that you are powerful, capable, and worthy of massive success? What if you chose to believe that the only limits that exist are the ones you accept? Because that's the truth. Belief is a choice. You can feed the voice of doubt, or you can feed the voice of courage. You can focus on what's missing, or you can focus on what's possible. And the moment you start to truly believe in yourself, not just wish, not just hope, but believe it, all changes. The energy shifts, the excuses die, the action begins. You stop waiting for permission and start giving yourself the green light. You stop looking around and start looking within. You stop comparing and start creating. That's what belief does. It puts you in motion. It wakes up the fighter inside you. It silences the fear, not by erasing it, but by overpowering it with conviction. It makes you step up when others step back. It makes you speak when others stay silent. It makes you try again, even after 100 failures, because deep down you know you are not done. You know there's more inside you. You know there's another level, and you believe you have what it takes to get there. Belief is not magic, it's muscle. It's built day by day by choosing thoughts that lift you, not limit you. By surrounding yourself with people who see your potential, not your flaws. By taking action that proves to your mind over and over again that you are capable. Because belief isn't just internal, it's reinforced by what you do. Every step you take in faith strengthens the voice that says you can. Every time you push past fear, that voice grows louder. And eventually, that voice becomes unshakable. It becomes your weapon, your armor, your fuel. You become a different version of yourself, the kind who doesn't need motivation to move, who doesn't need approval to act, who doesn't need guarantees to begin. You operate on belief, on vision, on conviction. You know that you might fail, but you also know you'll rise. You know that you might get knocked down, but you also know you'll get back up stronger. That's what belief does. It makes you resilient. It makes you courageous. It makes you unstoppable. And it all starts with one choice: what you believe about yourself. Because once you believe you can, everything starts to align. The work becomes purposeful. The grind becomes meaningful. The pain becomes fuel. Every failure becomes feedback. Every setback becomes a setup for the comeback. Every long night, every early morning, every lonely hour becomes part of the process, not the punishment. You stop asking, "Is this worth it?" and you start saying, "I'm worth it." You stop fearing the path and you start owning it. That's the difference between belief and doubt. Doubt sees obstacles, belief sees opportunity. Doubt whispers lies, belief speaks truth. Doubt waits, belief acts, and the more you believe, the less you tolerate anything that contradicts your vision. You let go of excuses. You walk away from negativity. You eliminate distractions. Because belief creates standards. It raises your level. It demands more from you, not out of pressure, but out of purpose. You start to demand more from your circle, from your effort, from your life. You stop surviving, and you start building. You stop settling, and you start soaring. Because once you believe, truly believe, that you are capable of greatness, you will no longer accept mediocrity. You will no longer water down your ambition to fit into someone else's comfort zone. You will no longer apologize for chasing something bigger. Because now you see it, you feel it, you believe it, and belief makes you dangerous in the best way possible. It makes you relentless. It makes you daring. It makes you unbreakable. And most importantly, it makes you move. So stop waiting for someone to hand you confidence. Build it, feed it, guard it. Because your belief will either be the reason you rise or the reason you retreat. It will either be your fire or your cage. Choose wisely. Speak life into your dream. Look in the mirror and say it until your soul starts to believe it. I can. I will. I must. And then prove it every single day with raw action, with full commitment, with belief that never backs down. If you believe you can, you will keep going no matter how long it takes. Because you understand that belief is not just hope. It's fuel, it's your internal compass that keeps pointing toward your destiny no matter how foggy the road becomes. And when you believe you can, something changes in your posture, in your pace, in your energy. You start walking like it's already yours. You start speaking with conviction. You start acting like success is inevitable. And when you carry yourself like that, life begins to respond in kind. Doors open. People notice. Opportunities come. Not because they magically appear, but because belief changes how you show up in the world. And how you show up determines what you attract, what you create, and what you become. But the opposite is also true. If you believe you can't, your life will reflect that. You'll second-guess yourself out of every good thing. You'll back down before the fight even begins. You'll see limits instead of options, and you'll shrink when the world calls you to rise. That's why you have to protect your belief. Like your life depends on it, because it does. Your belief shapes your habits. It shapes your standards. It shapes how hard you work, how long you stay in the game, how quickly you bounce back from failure. If you believe you're meant for more, you'll stretch further. You'll endure longer. You'll focus sharper. But if you believe you're not enough, that voice will sabotage every win before it even starts. The battlefield is in your mind, and your belief is the weapon you carry into every single day. That's why winners train their thoughts, protect their mindset, and speak power into their goals, because they know belief is the foundation. Without it, nothing stands. You must believe before the evidence shows up. You must believe when the bank account is empty, when the results are slow, when the crowd is silent. You must be the one to believe first, because no one will believe in you more than you believe in yourself. And that belief must become your standard, not your emotion. Because feelings are unstable. Emotions shift. But belief is a decision, a commitment, a non-negotiable internal contract with your future. You decide, I am capable, I am worthy, I am chosen for this path. And then you walk like it, you work like it, you show up like it. That's the energy that builds momentum. That's the confidence that creates consistency. That's the attitude that doesn't flinch under pressure. And that's what separates winners from wishers. People who only wish stay stuck in the same place for years, because they're waiting for external validation to give them the green light. But people who believe, they create their own light. They don't wait for motivation. They don't wait for proof. They don't wait for applause. They move first. They act boldly. They build with their bare hands when the path isn't clear and the tools are still rusty. And that's why they win, not because they had it all figured out, but because they refused to let doubt be louder than their vision. You've got to take the limits off your thinking. You've got to stop filtering your actions through fear and start filtering them through belief. Ask yourself, what would I do today if I truly believed I could not fail? The answer to that question is the roadmap to your next level. It's the vision waiting behind your fear. And when you move in alignment with that belief, everything changes. Your habits align. Your work ethic explodes. Your consistency skyrockets. You become immune to opinions, unstoppable in your pursuit, and unshakable in your identity. You stop living in reaction and start living with intention. That's what belief unlocks: the power to lead yourself when no one else will, to rise without a hand, to create your own momentum from within. Because when you believe in yourself deeply and unapologetically, the world doesn't have to believe in you immediately. It eventually will, because your actions will make them. But it starts with you. It always starts with you. It starts with how you speak to yourself when things go wrong. It starts with how you bounce back after defeat. It starts with what you do when no one is clapping, when no one is watching, when it feels like it's not working. Those moments are where belief is either reinforced or destroyed. And you have the power to choose. You have the power to tell yourself, this is hard, but I can handle hard. This is slow, but I'm not stopping. This hurts, but I'm still moving. That's belief in motion. That's self-leadership. That's the muscle that separates success from regret. You will face fear. You will face doubt. You will face setbacks. But those things don't have to define your story unless you let them. You can believe your way out of fear. You can believe your way out of stagnation. You can believe your way into a future that looks nothing like your past. The mind is powerful. It will bend reality to fit what you believe. If you believe you're stuck, you'll never see options. But if you believe there's always a way, your brain will work overtime to find it. That's how powerful belief is. It turns obstacles into strategy. It turns pain into purpose. It turns confusion into clarity. But you have to guard it, feed it, water it with action, strengthen it with repetition. Speak it out loud until it becomes truth. No one else can do that for you. No one else can fight that battle. It's yours. And if you win it, you win everything. So every morning, you wake up and remind yourself, I believe in who I'm becoming. I believe in what I'm building. I believe in what I'm capable of. And then you go prove it, not with perfection, but with persistence. Not with easy days, but with daily effort. Not with flawless execution, but with fearless consistency. Because belief without action is just noise. But belief paired with movement, that's a storm. That's a force. That's a revolution. And that's what you are when you choose to believe. A revolution in motion. A miracle walking. A fire that doesn't go out. If you believe you can, you will. It might take time. It might take pain. It might take everything you've got. But if you believe, truly believe, it's already yours. You just haven't arrived yet. But you will. Keep going. Keep rising. Keep building. The finish line is already written. Now run like you know it.